Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Backfire Simsport TV and welcome to the Grand Touring Club Cup Season 3, Round 5 from the awesome Phillip Island. I'm Clyde Whiting, and in the booth with me and doing the camera work tonight, it is definitely not wobbly kneecaps, it is Pete Bingham. Good evening. Well, hopefully, yes. Firstly, let me make an apology to our viewers and the drivers. Um, we obviously have launched our new website where drivers can upload their own paints. Sam, who is the brains behind it, is currently away, although I think he's travelling back today, maybe. And I can't remember how to do anything. And I've had no time to do it, even if I could remember how to do it. So the paints, some paints may look a bit funky. Some paints may be missing tonight, but we will ensure we have a good tutorial session with Mr. Boozin and make sure everything is up to date for the next round. Right, that's aside, Pete. Phillip Island. Now, whenever I've raced at Phillip Island, whenever I come and view racing at Phillip Island, and people can see the track map there on the screen, it looks like it should be not too difficult. It's got a nice flow to it, but it's exactly the opposite. It's one of those tracks that, if you go off track, the grass is that wide, that big, that you do literally end up in a different postcode, and it takes you 3 weeks to find the tarmac again. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it is one of those tracks that does that, and it makes it doubly important for drivers to stay on the track. And I'm just watching some of the qualifying session that's underway, and a lot of drivers are struggling to stay on the track. But anyway, Phillip Island in Victoria, in Australia. 2.762 miles long, and we've not raced here before in this championship, so we don't have a previous winner and we don't have a lap record. Championship standings after 4 rounds. Marco Nemela leads the way with 353 in the Hexfield Championship. Stephen Walker is on 334 and Kevin Vimont on 295. In the team championship, Spectre 6, spelt with letters, lead the way with 616. Spectre 6 with a number are second with 439. And Glacier Racing are third with 353. We've got a tie. 3 drivers for first place in driver of the meeting. All on 2 votes. Marco Nemela, Tony Walker and Anthony Jacobson. Uh, into the head-to-head quarterfinals already. Quarterfinal 1, Jamie Wilson versus Tony Walker. Quarterfinal 2, Marco Nemela versus Tyler Newitt. Quarterfinal 3, Adam Wright versus Stephen Walker. And quarterfinal 4, Kevin Vimont. Now, I do believe there is at least one driver from each of those quarterfinals missing tonight, so
Yeah,
could
there's a
be a bit
few.
of a walkover.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
last last time out was Road Atlanta, win for Marco Nemela with Stephen Walker second and Kevin Vimont in third. So, any drivers currently listening to you, I am going to give you a glimmer of hope right from the start. At present, with another 9 minutes of qualifying to go, there is no Marco Nemela.
It's a bit of an issue.
That should be all of the carrot that they need.
Yeah. There's points on offer here because he is not going to be 10.5 seconds ahead by the end of lap 3. This is points for everybody, isn't it?
Yes, most definitely. And one of those rounds that drivers can really make the most of, with a number of people missing. You know, there's a lot of opportunity for people who want to get themselves into the championship to score some very big points here. Driver to welcome back tonight, Romain Ratu. We've not seen Romain for a while, although we have had him on the chat. But yeah, great to see him back behind the wheel and racing with teammate Kevin Vermont. Those two guys we know can certainly pedal, Pete.
Oh, very much so. And great racecraft as well. They've always been good. They joined us first, I think, in GT4 TCR as GT4 racers, and have been prolific in all of our series. To be honest, it's been very it's been very reassuring that they've returned to us, hasn't it? Because their quality, they disappeared off to do their own leagues that they were committed to, but have come back, and that says a lot about BSTB leagues.
Yeah, it certainly does. There's a car change tonight, so Adam Wright has taken the penalty and switched from the Merc to the Audi. And we nearly had another one. Wobbly kneecaps wanted to bin the Ford, which I personally was really upset about. And then he decided to stick with it. So now I'm really happy again. I think it's great to see the old girl going around the track.
You're talking about Wobbly there, not the car, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go on board with him and we can see Phillip Island for the track that it is. So this is Gardner Straight, this is Dewan, if I remember the corners right, into what they call the Southern Loop, or rather the furthest place away from the track you can ever possibly get, which is just over to the right there. Then we go down at this straight, if he ever gets on the gas again. There we go. His name that Alan spotted, this is Stoner Corner, by the way. Not because they're smoking anything, but because of Casey. He's letting somebody go there. Alan spotted his name as he goes around Honda Corner there, as being faced like a dropped meat pie. He's off the gas a lot, so he's obviously letting people through or trying to get onto a decent lap. He's doing it on purpose. He's listening and he's doing it on purpose. Oh.
He's currently top of the pile with a 125.2.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've joined Tyler as he crashed. There we go. I'm just working my way back through the field, to be honest. So Honda Corner for Roman. Hopefully Roman is reliable like the rest of the BSTV crew are not. Into Siberia, which is a second/third gear left-hander. Quite tight, to be fair. And then you push through turn 7, which you've just missed, into turn 8, which is this right-hand kink here. And then into Lukey Heights, up and over the top of the hill. You don't actually hit the heights until you get to here. And you've got to keep to the left here because the next one's quite a sharp right-hander at turn 10.
Yeah,
almost
difficult.
Yeah, very. And if you get that even slightly wrong, you're away with the weeds. Turn 11 takes you round past pit lane entry. That's that little tiny lane on the left there. And turn 12 is your final corner, and then back onto Gardner Straight. This is by far my most successful track.
Oh, does that mean you finished in the top 30?
31.
Ah, excellent.
Don't know what's happened to Roman's paint, because it should be the same as Kevin's, because I saved them both over the top of one another. So I'll go and try and fix that while you carry on talking.
Okay, well, interesting there in the lap guide that Pete mentioned the pit lane. I've always found this an extremely difficult pit lane. purely because it is so narrow. It is literally just wider than your car, so you have to be very, very on point and accurate to get into the pit lane. And we all know how slippery the grass can be, so you've only got to put a wheel wrong, and you can find yourself having a little spin on the way to the pit and causing yourself a whole lot of hurt. Now, these drivers are going to have to pit tonight. It's a 90-minute race. The cars will not go 90 minutes, so we are going to see people attempting that pit lane. I'm pretty sure drivers have had some sort of practice of getting into the pit lane because it is renowned to be difficult. It's more like what I would call a Perry track than a pit lane, to be honest. But I'm not even sure the Ford is going to fit down it, Pete.
No, I think they're going to have to put some sort of stabiliser track next to it in order to cope with the extra width. It's a bit of a beast of a car, to be honest. Yeah, hoping that it doesn't. I mean, pit lane's a weird one, isn't it? Here, you know, you can. It's part of the racing circuit. So in other tracks, you could even overtake through it, but there's not a chance here. It's only just the width of the car.
Yeah, we're certainly not going to see any overtaking. On the pit entry or the pit exit, they're both fairly narrow. Where are we? We are coming up on 13 minutes into this qualifying session. Wobbly Kneecaps leads the way with a 25.2. Adam Wright is in second with a 25.5, and Tyler Newitt is in third with a 25.7. So top three for BSTV Esports at present, Pete.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something for the Mika Esports guys to get after, and the VTS guys as well, because they're all part of this now, and we know that they're very, very capable drivers. Don't know what my paint packs are doing at the minute.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little while, doesn't it? And yeah, interesting you say about VTS. Another new driver, or another returning driver tonight in Marco I Don't Drive GT Cars Loert.
Yeah, and he clearly does. So let's make sure that he remembers that if he gets in an interview later. Yeah, Carl Hardy in session, but not doing any laps. I don't understand that.
That's possibly. I did see him have a couple of. Let's be nice. Let's call them excursions in practice.
Yeah. So maybe he's getting used to the track again. But Spencer McCarthy in here. That's who Wobbly was letting go through before.
Maybe Carl is still trying to find his way back to the track.
Yeah.
An excursion.
Yeah, I think a few things with Phillip Island stick in my head. One of them is me doing the best result I've ever done in one of our league races. I think I came third or something, or second. And then the other one was Nicole Foggy in the V8, if you remember, overtaking people round the outside at Dewan.
Yes.
Do you remember that? That was unbelievable.
Yeah, and it was more than once, wasn't it?
It was like several laps.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how he managed it, because nobody else could do it.
Somewhere where there shouldn't be any grip whatsoever.
Yeah, not even on the dark part of the track. He was way out in the non-rubbering track, and he was absolutely grip hacking it all the way around the outside, as we see Barney waving his flag for the end of quali.
Yeah, we still got. You think we still have? Oh dear, that was close. After saying that you can't overtake on pit lane, we did just, or I just saw one anyway.
Did you really? Okay.
Yeah, but one car was half off of the track, so that's what allowed for that. But yeah, I think we've still got cars on track trying to better their times.
Let's see. We don't have Wobbly. We might have. Yes, we do have Tyler.
Yeah, Kevin. I've just seen Kevin Beaumont lose it, trying to get a quick one in.
Oh yes, that one happened. That didn't go well for him. So these are the last 2 cars on track. As Tyler doesn't improve on his time. He's only 0.16, I apologise, behind Wobbly, though. So that could be quite tight at the top there. But you're right, it is, at the minute, it's a BSTV esports affair.
Will it finish that way? I very much doubt it. So Kevin making his way back to pit lane. We will wait for the session to click over, and then we can bring you your official starting grid for round 5.
Yeah, just getting himself another sighting lap, I think, and getting his eye in through here.
Yeah, you might as well use the available time.
Why not? It's paid for. Right then.
Okay, so your official starting grid for round 5. Going off from pole, it's Wobbly Kneecaps for BSTV Hexil Esports. Second is Tyler Newitt for BSTV Esports Orange. And third is teammate Adam Wright, BSTV Esports Orange. In fourth is privateer Jason Morris. Fifth, Kevin Veermont for Mika Esports. Shane Powell in sixth for Spectre 6. In seventh is Spencer McCarthy for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing. Anthony Jacobson in eighth for Result Clothing iRacing Team. And in ninth is Carl Hardy for Result Clothing iRacing Team. I have no idea whether they are correct, and I don't think they are because the grid seems jumbled.
Yeah, Stefan and Roman are additions according to SDK, even though I've already changed the overrides and double-checked them just now, which is why the screen went a bit strange.
Okay, so apologies for that, folks. It should be Wobbly Kneecaps, Tyler Neer, Adam Wright, Stefan Goebel, Romain Ratu, Jason Morris, Marco Lewer, Kevin Veermont, Shane Powell, Spencer McCarthy, Anthony Jacobson, and then Carl Hardy.
A bit like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault after all. You could have guessed that, though, couldn't you?
I didn't say a word.
And yet still true. So, yeah, sorry about that, folks. Didn't realise there was another field I had to fill in slightly to the right of where I was. But we do have the formation lap, so I had plenty of time to get it right. In fact, I'm going to put it back on the screen just so you can familiarise yourselves with it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Jason Morris tonight. He's had 2 absolute stinkers so far with technical problems, so let's hope everything is working as it should tonight as we see the drivers set off on the parade lap. Don't forget, it is a rolling start.
Yes, just a reminder, just because I cocked it up. Stefan will start 4th, Roman will start 5th, and everyone from Jason back over would be 2 positions further back from where we originally quoted. So apologies for that.
Yeah, as they go round here, good job there is a wall on the left, because otherwise we could end up in the sea.
Yeah, it really is an island. If you've ever watched anything like MotoGP here, you'll have seen motorcyclists getting, hitting seagulls and ending up with seagulls in their front fairing and in the engine block. It really does happen.
Yeah, a bit like Bathurst and kangaroos, isn't it?
I've heard about that, but I've never seen it, you know.
They don't show it on the TV anymore.
Right.
They used to.
All right, okay. But apparently it's quite prolific, isn't it? It's happened more than once, yeah. Tyler warming his tyres there, next to Wobbly, bit of psychology maybe.
Yeah, he's got to get past that 8-foot wide Ford beast, doesn't he?
And it takes you at least 6.5 minutes to pass it because it's such a long vehicle.
We're just stretching the field out a little bit here. You would guess the three BSTV drivers up the front have got some sort of plan not to crash into each other on lap 1, but you never know.
Yeah. Always possible. Stefan had the right paint on before, and now has got the wrong paint on, so I don't know what's going on there. So we'll blame that on me and my PC. And there's a Lamborghini further back that's not got any paint on it at all anymore. So
Oh, that was cheeky.
it was cheeky.
Probably went just as Tyler slowed down.
Yeah, so that's early out the blocks. Of course, the pace cars, as long as he doesn't overtake it before he gets to the line, he's all right. So that's fine. Otherwise, he'll get black flagged.
Yeah, just watching. There's nothing come up black flag wise, so looked like that was a good start.
Yep.
But Wobbly getting the jump on everybody, and has got quite a nice gap back to everybody else that's in second.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at the minute of catching people on the hop. I think that's not the first time we've got an overtake further back. Shane Powell trying his luck with Kevin Vimont. But that's a challenging overtake because Kevin is very, very efficient in this car.
Yeah, and it switches, doesn't it, from a right-hander to a left-hander, so you may think you're on the losing end at the start, at the first corner, but you gain the advantage again through the second corner. So Wobbly has got nearly a 2-second lead. I think a good second and a half of that was right from the start.
Yep, I think so as well.
Oh,
what are you watching?
Good, that's Marco Lower. I'm sure I've just seen him in the tyre wall.
Recovering now.
Bouncing off of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't think he's got any serious damage.
Doesn't look like it.
Didn't quite see how it started, but I caught the aftermath of it. I'm guessing he just put a couple of tyres wide.
Oh, I don't know. That Mercedes is very close, or it was. He's just lost it. Yeah. Did he
Cold
hit?
tyres, I'd put that down to.
Bit of a rub.
Just a rush, wasn't it? Nothing. Didn't stop the car dead.
No, nothing significant there. Back on the track and still going.
That's why Pete didn't put your paint on, by the way, Marco. He knew he was going to ruin it.
No, it's just crazy life, I think, at the moment, as some of you are aware of. And I didn't know anything about Adam switching to the Audi. I don't know how I've missed that, but it must have been in a conversation somewhere.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how well he pedals the Audi.
Yeah, it used to be the GT3 of choice, if you remember. It was the stable one that people, didn't spin with. And then eventually it became the car that you could never get the brake balance right in order to stop spinning.
Exactly.
And now I don't know where it's at. What you're watching?
There's a Mr. Vimont off track.
Oh, wow, that's unusual for Kevin. Let's see how that happened.
Well, we did see him battling hard, but he's on his own here. More cold tyres. He's going. Oh no! I thought he was going wide, and he didn't.
He's just.
He is now.
Oh, he got one tyre off on the gravel. That was it. Oddly, Shane Powell entered pit road.
Okay.
He was in the thick of fighting, which is what we expect of Shane, and then he just decided he was going to pit.
So, is there a technical...
Penalty. Has to be a penalty, doesn't it?
Not seeing anything.
No, but if you jump the start...
Yeah, hang on. Let me...
No, he's parked the car. No, he's well, he's not parked the car fully. He's pulled up. Has he put on quali fuel? I bet it's quali fuel.
Hey. Oh, I'm seeing Tyler going wide as well.
Let's go live to that.
Not sure how my screen is picking all these up.
Just because I'm a terrible cameraman.
I think I've got your lucky screen tonight.
Yeah. What is going on here? Everybody's at it.
Yeah, Tyler didn't hit anything.
Oh, that's.
It was certainly an excursion.
Yeah, this was on the warm-up lap and has been recorded by SDK as a crash. Oh, it kind of was. It was a nudge. Everybody stacked up. Really not worth looking at, so thanks SDK for that one. And you're right, it is all happening right now. It's just what is going on here. So this is Tyler into Dewan. And round he'll go, I think. Oh, sort of. Tank slap of that.
He sort of went too far to the right, didn't he? And then I thought he was going to...
Oh, do you know what, though? He's done well there.
Yeah, no, he saved it.
Yeah.
I do think he had another 2 miles before the
yeah.
he hit the fence.
Yeah. Right, Adam getting a bit of pressure now from Roma. Oh, lots of pressure. Did you see how much he gained on him there, just in the second half of that corner? Up to through Stoner and into Honda here.
The next one's the right.
Yeah, I've seen people hang it out the outside there, and difficult. Keep it there into Siberia here, but it's very difficult. Yeah, you're right. And yeah, Alan's pointed out that basically all the manufacturers are in tonight. So Ford, Audi, Porsche, Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, Lamborghini. I think we've got a representative of everyone.
Yeah, always good to see.
Shane Powell back on track. I think he had he quali-fueled it.
Well, yeah, hopefully we will find that out.
Maybe Tony Walker can go and find out from the Spectre 6 chat or something and update us as we see Roman doing a number here on Adam. Oh, ooh, Adam got a real twitch on there. Did you see that? Oh, oh dear. Oh, and now his tyres are red hot, so he's drifted round.
World's longest spin.
Yeah. I can confirm there was no contact.
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it, from a distance and where the cars were placed. But, yeah, I think that just went all on its own.
It did.
Still some solid air involved, maybe? I don't know. It certainly snapped there, but...
It did.
We'll probably have to see it from overhead to see why. Or if there's a why, anyway.
No, I think I've just
clicked. There may not be a why.
Yeah, I've just clicked on the second half of that, so I'll go back. So Roman gets on the brakes a little earlier. But there's no way there's contact.
No,
Miles between them.
Yeah, no, that was just an oversteer twitch, wasn't it?
It was. We've had a few others, by the way. I'll just show you this one for a second. I bet this is going to be nothing whatsoever. to Shane, who is now on a bit of a recovery drive after, yeah, it's nothing.
Took a bit too much there.
Yeah.
Nothing serious.
No. And then we've got, to make sure we're okay at the front here, there's Adam and Kevin now are battling. That's not Romam. We had this one as well.
And you must be sick of those colours already.
Yeah, he's been thick with it, with the meat. Oh dear, that's violent, isn't it? That's another one getting no grip at Dewan. Oh, and again at Siberia.
Anthony Jacobson.
Yeah. It's a bit of a crazy one, that.
And to be honest, it's quite a cool track as well. So
yeah,
it's not like it's melting the tyres.
No, and I think these GT3s come out of the tyre blankets warm for iRacing, so it's not like they're trying to heat anything up. But Wobbly's got himself nearly a 6-second lead, Clyde.
Yeah, I'm just keeping one eye on the right Romain. No, sorry, it's not Romain, is it? No, it's Kevin Veermont battle. Just to see if that Audi does have anything, because we see the Porsche all over the back of the Audi in the previous battle.
Yes.
So is the Porsche going to drive away, or has Adam got anything for him in the Audi?
Well, they are here. Tony Walker is pit reporter as a part-time job, yes. However, the benefits and the remuneration are terrible, by the way. No money, no breaks, no holidays. What else was it, Clyde?
No thanks.
No thanks. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, forgot about that one. So we've got 3 cars here, quite close. Carl Hardy's leading these 3. And then we've got Kevin and then Adam.
Yeah, I think these two, I think Kevin is now dragging Adam along and they are catching up to Carl. So that's going to be a 3-way battle for 6th coming up shortly. And then just back behind this battle is a recovering Tyler Newitt after his excursion.
Yeah, I just noticed that myself, to be honest. His lap time last time round was quite significant. It was a 1:37.12. So I'm expecting that to drop to the 1:27s very shortly. It did. 1:27.5, which is exactly the same time as Kevin in front of him. Ooh, we got a car off there.
That was
Spencer. What happened to Spencer? And, oh my God, they're all at it again, Clyde. Why can't they space it out, yeah? Note to the drivers, can you crash at separate times, please?
I think Spencer was off, and the rest of it was caused by people trying to get out of the way.
Oh, he's reversed round, and everybody bailed out round him.
Yeah.
But then we had a slow-moving Jason Morris because this happened. So, in and around the same area, into Siberia Corner, it's just a bit further around the corner from what we just saw. Somebody's greased the track at Dewins or something, Clyde.
I'd like to see that sequence from Adam's cockpit.
Okay. The Spencer one.
Yeah, he was the big winner out of that.
Yes, he was. Looking at the screen. So, here we go.
I have a feeling Carl checked up, Kevin checked up to avoid Carl, and Adam went, coming through!
Yep, there's the car on the left. Oh, there's a bit of contact, a little bit. And yeah, he's just threaded the needle and he's away. And that in front there, you can see, is Jason Morris, who turned the car just before that.
Yeah, so, yeah, to me, that looked like Carl had pretty heftily anchored up to avoid whatever Spencer was doing. Kevin took avoiding action, but in that had to slow.
Yeah.
And Adam just went, thank you very much. So Adam back up to 6th.
Yeah, and Carl Hardy making his way steadily backwards very quickly now because of all that, because Adam's passed him, Tyler's passed him, Kevin's passed him, and I don't think Spencer's that far behind. He's not.
Yeah, I think Tyler may have taken advantage of that as well, because Kevin and Carl were both slower on that part of the track than they should have been.
We do need to have a word with them, though, to at least crash separately and give the cameraman some time.
Give them all a crash window.
Yeah. Or pass the baton or something like that. It's your turn. Tag, you can crash now. Oh, this is getting a bit tasty back here. Look, this is Stefan. This is Porsche on Porsche as well. Stefan putting quite a lot of pressure on Roman now. Wobbly is that car in the distance, folks, that's just gone around Siberia. And he's got a 7.4 second lead.
Tyler's off again.
Oh.
Literally just saw him drop down the standings.
Let's have a check
No
for this
idea
one.
what happened.
Doing again. Oh, what is going on with this corner, Clyde? What do you think this is? What's causing this? Well, that's into Southern.
Yeah, it's as if the drivers think there's more grip there than there actually is, but it's affecting different people at different stages of that complex.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop back to here because Spencer has now caught Carl, as I kind of semi-predicted a minute ago. And that Lamborghini at Marco Loer is closing on them now as well.
Yeah, Spencer, not somebody that we're used to seeing off the track, is he?
No.
Although we're more used to him driving a TCR. But he did win the opening round, if I remember.
Yep, he did.
And he's got that job done on Carl Hardy, so Spencer up to 7th. Jason Haddington's saying that in practice, turns 1 and 2 are very difficult if you carry too much speed.
Yes, I can absolutely agree with that.
And to be honest, they are corners that suck you in.
They are. It's definitely a challenging series of corners.
The top 3 now, Wobbly Kneecaps, Romain Ratu and Stefan Goebel. And Stefan Goebel is starting to put pressure on Romain Ratu again. Oh, that was close.
And who was that? I just looked up.
Carl Hardy.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Again, I only saw the aftermath. All the hallmarks of...
Oh, just under braking.
Yeah.
Bit of brake bias, maybe. He's got a bit of damage on the front left. Not a great deal, but, you know, enough, maybe. I think he's gone again later on, unless it's the same crash. Sometimes it does
was
this.
It was the end of the same thing.
Yeah. Apologies.
Well, that's dropped Carl down to 10th. Now 11th, because I think Anthony Jacobson has just got past him as well. So Tyler Newitt on Recovery Drive Part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, and Carl's gone again.
Oh, he has. He's
He's
struggling here, isn't he?
having an absolute mare at the moment. I think his tyres are probably molten.
He's been chasing Anthony Jacobson there. And
Well, Anthony Jacobson got past him about half a lap ago.
yeah, he's going to have just red hot tyres now, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
slid it too much. He could probably
Needs
do
to,
with driving around on the grass for 10 minutes.
yeah, he needs a couple of steady laps.
Oh, dear, these two are swapping places here.
Yeah, and they're... Oh, this is the same battle.
It is. I've just not clicked this.
Few corners there, side by side.
Yeah, he's passed him. And this is how he managed it. So heading into Honda, and he's just left the brake off for quite a long time and managed. That's a brilliant overtake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely textbook.
There was a battle back.
It's like synchronised Porsches.
Got the job done.
Yeah, brilliant racing from the pair of them. He's had a good look there as well, hasn't he, Roman? Right.
As we were saying at the start of the show, Phillip Island, deep in the heart of Germany.
Yeah. Everybody, well, certain drivers, there's a number of them on recovery drives. This could be a very exciting second half of the race.
Well, you know, you're definitely right. We're only 20 minutes in of 90 minutes. And the way these cars are going round at the moment, and then when I say going round, I mean spinning round.
Yeah.
There is, you know, Wobbly's got a 9-second lead over Stefan. That couldn't mean anything at the moment because you just don't know what's going to happen. But you know, Stefan Gobel, I don't know what he's eating lately, but in the past few weeks, I've just seen Jason Morris go round out the corner of my eye. We see him on the screen there.
Yeah.
In the past few weeks, Stefan has turned into a different beast.
Yes. In fact, over the last few months, I'd say he's developed as a driver quite a lot. Much more competitive, much more stable and safe. Don't know what he's done differently. Oh, wow.
Two wheels on the grass there for Jason.
That was quite violent, though. That's why it surprised me so much. So, where are we up to? Marco Lower is in close company here with Jason now. And Kevin has Spencer reasonably close behind him again. Kevin's starting to float forward, as is Spencer. He's up 4 places. Obviously, others have relegated themselves behind him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so top 3, not that I'm trying to put any sort of hex on them, but only the top 3 are the ones that we haven't seen with a mistake so far.
Yeah.
And that's why they're at the top 3.
Absolutely.
Keeping one eye on the lead gap just in case Stefan in a Porsche can do anything against Wobbly in a Ford. But you can see the gaps on your screen, and there is a massive gap from 3rd to 4th, which is the drivers that haven't made a mistake and the drivers that have made a mistake.
Well, this is the closest battle of the minute that we're watching. Spencer is gaining a little. He was gaining even more before, and got a lot closer and then fell away. Wobbly's gap at the front is slowly coming down.
Yeah, I've seen it as big as 9.3 and I've seen it down to 8.7, so it could be one of those, depends on where they are on the track as to what the gap says.
True. And certain tracks are quite, I mean, look at it changing now. It's gone shooting down to 6.7. as if he's had some sort of incident. Although we did see a race, didn't we, with Wobbly in the Ford, and he got through the tyres super quick.
Yeah, and that
It's come down. That really has come down.
that gap has stayed down as well. So
Has he had a moment? If he has, then it's not on my screen of any, incident or anything.
okay, well, let me.
You got it. Yeah, you have a look.
Rewind and see if I can spot anything.
I'm just gonna try and reset my paints again. For whatever reason, my paints are in my folder, but they are not reacting. So we'll see. Let's see if we get any other decent paints coming through. I do wonder about my PC sometimes.
Wobbly did have a moment.
Did he? Oh, right. I don't know how to find it now.
Into turn 1.
Like everybody else.
Yeah. Lost it under braking.
Oh.
But managed to gather it up. He only went sort of 90 degrees to the track. Stayed on the black stuff and got it going again.
Okay.
So that's where that big chunk of time disappeared to.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's so many lines into Siberia, the second turn, isn't there? Or second and third turn. You can take it wide, you can hug it. I mean, I tend to hug it because I die less. When I go out towards the wide cutback, I often find I can't cut back. My car just doesn't want to come back to the inside. Now that Stefan has passed Roman, he's kind of gapped him a bit. So he's got 2.5 seconds nearly. Then there's a huge gap all the way back to Adam. He's the first of the spinners, really, isn't he?
Yeah, so this is race 2 from 4th down, isn't it?
Yeah, the best of the rest, as it were.
Yeah, recovery race.
Yeah, Kevin not spun himself, I don't think. Oh, no, he has. He's been off track, hasn't he? We saw him get 2 tyres off. Yeah, so that's why he's back there. Spencer did the same thing himself. We saw Tyler right at the very start, which is the worst time to crash ever, because the entire field passes you and you can't do anything about it. And then Marco Lower. And of course, Shane Powell, who's still right at the back and is very right at the back, we think was there because he's put the wrong fuel in, or I do. We'll find out later. Our pit reporter didn't report back to us, Clyde.
No.
I think we have to sack him now.
I think that's when you mentioned the wages.
Oh, right, yeah. Fair enough. I should have waited, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Get the info first, then tell them they don't get nothing.
Yeah. Right, is he going to try this around the outside, Spencer? No, he's cut back to try and get a good drive here and get alongside, ready for Siberia.
Yeah, it looks like he's setting him up, doesn't it?
He's trying to. It's difficult through that section, though, isn't it? Because every time you try and do something, unless you are hanging it around the outside successfully, the next turn is always against you. Is he going to send this one? Oh, he did not need to send it. I think Kevin's let him go.
Yeah, that. If I'm honest, that wouldn't surprise me.
Although he is fighting back, mind. Or it looked like he was.
No. Kevin is very good. He's very sensible and very good at picking his battles, isn't he?
Yes.
He certainly doesn't want to be slowed down in a battle that ultimately he doesn't think he's going to be part of.
No, and he probably knows that Spencer's super fast and can probably use the tow to draw himself forward again. The next target car is 6 seconds ahead down the road. That gap is slightly reducing because these two are going faster than Adam Wright at the moment. Kevin's really got his toe in there, though. He's wanting that position back, I think.
Or is he just using the toe?
Could be. Tyler's
catching them.
Yep. His time is very competitive at the minute.
But that may be why Kevin let Spencer go.
Yeah.
Maybe he feels let's forget that.
Yeah, that's torn it.
Then.
Yeah.
I was going to say maybe he thinks that if he sits behind Spencer, he can stop Tyler closing the gap, but one small mistake puts paid to that.
Yeah. Traction seems to be a massive issue, doesn't it, Clive?
It does, yes. I don't know enough about these cars to know why. Maybe the track temperature's different to what the drivers were using in practice, and maybe they're running less wing. I don't know, but you know, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers all have an issue, which is unusual to say the least. And Jason Haddington's not even racing.
Oh dear. He's on the chat though, so I think you're going to get an earful in a minute.
I'm sure I'm going to get one back in a minute. Yes.
Oh, who's that? That's
Oh,
Spencer.
that's Spencer.
That's Spencer. We'll have to have a look at that. I just happened upon that one.
Kevin,
And he's going to lose another one to Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's got that place back.
And both of them have now got red hot tyres. Let's
Yeah,
have a quick look at how that happened.
Both of them have lost out to Tyler Newitt.
Turn 1 again, Clyde. Or into turn 2, let's say.
2.
Oh.
Yeah,
He ran out too wide. Yeah.
Started losing it mid-corner or getting towards the exit of the corner. Had to get off of the steering, and that pushed him out wide. But yeah, so Tyler Newitt up to 5th. Nobody wants 5th place.
No, they keep throwing it away.
Gap between Wobbly and Stephanie is very stable at the moment, going between sort of 5.9 and 6.3 seconds.
Yeah, I think Stefan is matching him lap for lap.
Yeah, we are over third distance.
Yeah. They're the only cars, those top 2, that are under 1 minute 27 per lap at the moment. Wobbly has the fastest lap of a 1:25.97. So only just under a 1:26.
Yeah, and to think he wanted to bin the Ford.
I know. It's a Ford track though, isn't it? It's a horsepower track, Phillip Island.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You can get away with not being a nimble car, just for the fact that there's so many heavy accelerating and high and top speed areas on the track. This bit that we're going through now with Spencer and Kevin is possibly one of the only twisty bits other than Lukey Heights or the drop off Lukey Heights, turn 10.
Yeah, and obviously after this race, this series goes into its late summer break. Returns on the 2nd of October, and that will be from Road America. Some good races coming up in this series, Pete. Road America, Hungaroring, Bathurst, Barcelona, Silverstone. Goes all the way to December the 11th.
Yep, I love Road America. Hungaroring is a very exciting track, a new addition to, or reasonably new addition, I should say, as this battle really hots up now, to the iRacing suite of tracks. Bathurst I don't know anything about, do I, Clyde? Because I've only done a few turns on it.
Yeah, you've never seen the end of the track, have you? To be honest, yeah, I love Bathurst. I love everything about it. I love watching racing there.
Yeah.
Obviously, V8s around there are absolutely phenomenal. But I think, you know, if any other car needs to go around there that I want to watch, it's GT3s.
Yeah, they're quite a dynamic car, really, aren't they? They're lots of horsepower, quite a lot of grip normally, but these guys are trying to prove us wrong. And yeah, Bathurst is just a very exciting and dynamic track. World famous, obviously.
And you've only really got, I don't know, overtaking opportunities on a third of the track. The other 2/3 of the track, you're just trying self-preservation. It certainly is for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, overtakes are going to have to be fast and furious at Bathurst, and then hold on to your underpants through the rest of the lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, diving through that twisty bit at the top of the hill, or top of the mountain, I should say. That is brown pants every time, every lap for me, as Spencer tries to do a foggy here.
It's a good battle, this. Good battle.
It really is, yeah, that's why I'm sticking with it. It is the closest battle as well, to be fair. Kevin's got a very different line through Siberia, but it works, or it did. He's gonna get crowded out here, I think.
Yeah, if he can stick
If
with
he stays there, he'll be all right. Yeah. Get round Stoner.
I don't think he's up there enough. Oh, he's
Oh,
late on the brakes, though. Yeah, he was very late on the brakes.
He might lose out getting through Siberia if Spencer's got some speed to carry, but he's not. So where else were you saying? You were saying Barcelona, a track that I can personally leave as Spencer has yet another look. Only because it's been tilted to death. I'd still of the fraternity that prefers the original end to the lap rather than the new one with the added chicane.
Yeah, that is.
It's only one corner, isn't it, or a series of corners? But still, it really affects the dynamic of the lap, in my opinion.
It ruins the whole lap, I think.
Yep.
And then we finish off at Silverstone. Spencer's going to have another go here.
Oh, that's very close. Oh, my word. Oh, that's trading paint in the extreme. I will show you something with Carl Hardy in a minute, which doesn't look too healthy. Right, I'll show it now. So we've already seen that he's got damage and he's been off the track before. This is the last corner, isn't it? Oh, tyre off. Waggle, smash.
Oh, yeah. As soon as it starts wiggling,
yeah, he's just a passenger.
He's so careful then, with the steering.
Yeah, so he is reset to pits.
Well, luckily, I think the pit window is open.
All right. Well, he won't be too disadvantaged then, in theory.
Obviously, we saw Spencer get the job done for the second time on Kevin.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if Stefan has had a moment or whether Wobbly has put his foot down, but that gap's suddenly gone out to over 7.5 seconds again.
Yeah, nothing for Stefan, that's for sure, on the event tracker. And then you were saying about Silverstone, which is an epic track for virtually every class of racing. So many unique features for that track.
Yeah, I'm not, if I'm honest, I'm not overly in love with Silverstone. Apart from Beckett's, which is just the best set of corners in the world. But it is a track that can give some absolutely fantastic racing, especially in these GT cars.
We've got a pair of Mercedes-Benz that have come together finally. This is Shane Powell on the recovery drive and Jason Morris, who's had a couple of ventures into the woo-woo.
Yeah, got his wheels icky.
Stop it.
Yeah, 38 minutes down, so 7 minutes to halfway.
Should be getting a massive amount of tow behind a car as massive as the Mercedes-Benz. And we say the Ford's big, this thing's a beast, isn't it?
I still think we could get one of these in the boot of the Ford.
Ooh, a bit of counter steering there for Shane.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on Wobbly just in case he does make another mistake.
Oh, Kevin's gone extra I was going to say extraterrestrial. What am I talking about?
It could be.
Could be. It might be, yeah.
Truth is out there. Yeah, Wobbly is really pushing.
Right. So is he lining up for a pit stop?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. So what did Kevin do?
Turn 1 again. Something with this corner. Ooh, wow, what a wiggle.
Yeah, no, that was very similar to the Adam Wright episode, wasn't it? Like the car suddenly snapped and he had to counter steer it.
Yeah, he's controlled that well, mind. That could have ended up in a terrible situation, so he's done all right there.
Yeah, but obviously given the place to Marco Lewert, who is up to 7th.
Shane's done this job on Jason Morris while we were away. And this is how he did it into turn 1 by the look of the cars just here. Steps out.
No real defence there from Jason, was there?
Not really. Blocks him on the way out of the corner, which is perfect. So great overtake there from Shane. So your leader is a Ford, believe it or not, in the hands of wobbly kneecaps. 7.5 seconds-ish back down the road is Stefan. And Roman is 3rd and 6 seconds further down the road. So the front 3 a bit broken up, Clyde, but the pit stops might change that.
Yeah, I'm having a quick look at Tyler Newitt at the moment. Driving very hard trying to close that gap on Adam Wright, but not really getting anywhere at the moment. But we do know Tyler can be a master tactician. Let's Shane give this place back with something dark.
Whoa, yeah,
Yep.
That was a bit wild, that. He was stabbing away at the gas pedal, like...
Yeah, there was... he was having like 17 attempts to get round that corner, wasn't he? And finally the car went, yeah, that's enough now.
Yeah, and then done this. Oh dear, I've done that before, have you?
So easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, angry with
yeah.
yourself. You take it out on the loud pedal and the car bites you back again.
Yeah. And yet, Shane's just done the fastest sector 1 of the race.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Nobody has visited pit road as a scheduled stop yet.
No. Obviously, we had Shane in early. We think possibly started the race on quali fuel, but not confirmed. And we saw Carl Hardy have a bit of a catastrophic crash, towed back to the pits for repairs. But
yeah,
Carl should be able to go to the end.
Yeah, I was just going to say that he's trooped on, and yeah, should be able to stretch his fuel out, and maybe even pick up a couple of places. There's people throwing it all over the place in front of him.
Yeah, I think that's what we said, not so long ago. I think Carl's battle is going to be with Shane and Jason. They're the 3 cars that are a lap or 2 down. But the rest, yeah, throw them all up in the air, see which one you catch.
Yeah.
The top 3 are looking solid. We did, or I had a look at Wobbly making an error that didn't cost him too much. Who's that?
Shane Powell.
Shane. He's a long way into the kitty litter. That wasn't that one, was it?
No, sorry about that. I just clicked the wrong line. So
one
into Siberia, and I think he just slowly drifts wide. Yeah. And then I don't know whether he's just got sick of life. Because then he
I'm
turns right.
pretty sure Siberia is a bit further round the lap, Pete.
Is it? Oh, southern.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's southern. Keep saying
And
Siberia.
Siberia is after Honda, I think.
It is. You're right. It's me being stupid. And yet again, Clyde, they can't keep themselves separated with their crashes.
Oh dear.
We're going to have
So
an after-race debrief for these guys.
Tyler is not in his crash window.
Whoa, wow.
Ooh,
Now
that was
that's another one at southern, not Siberia, southern.
yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm getting it wrong again. That's Lukey Heights.
That was I can only describe that as strange.
Yeah, that was the biggest twitch ever.
It was like he sneezed or something.
Yep.
Or perhaps the cat got him.
It could be. Here we go again. Oh, a tyre off.
Yeah.
A little bit of tyre off the track. That was all that was.
But yeah, recovered it well, banged the gearbox down through the gears and got going again.
Yep. So this is Adam overtaking Jason, putting a lap on him.
Yeah, cars, like you said, fairly well spread out at the moment, but with pit stops looming.
Oh no, Adam, no! It's not even a replay, I was just on him. What's going on here? And that is Southern Loop, so yeah. That pushes Adam slightly into the path of Tyler now.
Yeah, obviously, like I said Tyler was attempting to chase Adam down, made the mistake himself, but Adam's mistake cost more time than what Tyler's did.
Yeah, he's
definitely back in it.
Yeah, spun it in sympathy there, hasn't he? Kevin's closing in on Marco again. Very, very slowly though. Took 0.2 out of him last lap, or a 10.5 is more accurate. You can see on the track map, Clyde, that we are spread out around the full lap.
Yeah, we are. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on a few people, see who's going to blink first. Oh, and it's Marco Loer. Just seen him in the pit lane.
Yeah, I saw him out of the corner of my eye as I was watching Roman. I think it was, or Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. It's quite a long pit road, isn't it, this one? You get back onto the track quite quick, and there's 2 routes you can take back onto the track.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't really expect these cars to take tyres.
That's why I'm staying with him, to be honest. Just to see what they do. Wobbly's gone round again, Stefan's gone round, and Romam is just the car that's just whipped past you. Putting a lap on Marco. Obviously he'll probably get that back once they pit rather. He's taking the short route out of the pits. He can go on that left run there and rejoin at the corner, which is around about here. There we go. And he's back running again. So here's the first of our scheduled stoppers.
Yes.
And behind him is Jason Morris. But there's ooh, Jason nearly went a bit wide at the exit there of Southern Loop. So
keeping an eye on Wobbly. He's staying out again.
he is. As is Stefan. And then there's quite a bit of a wait now to Roman.
Yeah, Stefan's closed that gap again.
Yep.
Down to 6.5 from over 7.5. Island you're at 2.5 seconds behind Adam Wright.
Yeah,
Got him in his sights. He can see him, which
Yeah.
always helps when you're chasing.
Yep, definitely. I mean, he can see his quarry now. And like you say, that's usually all the inspiration you need, isn't it?
Needs to start flashing his lights now, Pete.
No, definitely not. It's illegal. Even in Australia, illegal. I was looking up some Australianisms before, just so I could put some funny names into our intro screen. And the funniest thing I saw was what I gave as Wobbly's name, which was a dropped face like a dropped meat pie. I just thought that was priceless. Oh, hang on. We got Anthony Jacobson, who's now pitted from further back in the pack. So that's another schedule.
Having another good run.
He is, yeah. Stable job, that, isn't it?
Yeah, Tyler definitely closing in on Adam Wright.
That looks like left side tyres for Anthony Jacobson, or tyres of some sort.
Yeah, he's definitely taking tyres, isn't he?
I just thought he's been in there for ages. What's he doing? And now he's going, okay. Tyler and Adam still reasonably close together. I think that in the distance there is Jason Morris in front of them. It is. So he'll soon be on a different lap to them.
Romain Ratu, first of the top 3 to pit.
Hopefully there's a benefit for him in doing that with Stefan and Wobbly staying out. We've just seen Adam go past and now Tyler go through that.
Yeah, is this going to force the hands of Wobbly and Stefan, or are they just going to stick to their plan? Whatever that may be.
If they even have a plan. Roman's moving now. I don't think there's been much opportunity for fuel saving behind other cars, has there? Because most of the time they've been following each other. One of them has thrown it into the furniture.
Yeah. Kevin had a small window of opportunity, didn't he? Behind Spencer. But Wobbly stays out. So top 2, not too worried about Romain pitting.
No, I mean...
Romain's come out into a lovely gap as well.
Yes, he's got 14 seconds in front of him and 10 seconds behind him, which means he can just focus on putting in laps without pressure. The only pressure he's going to have is on himself to stay ahead of Adam Wright and close in on Stefan. No other visitors to pit road at the moment. I mean, even when Roman was in GT4, he was rapid, wasn't he?
Yes.
And pretty much crash-free. Didn't ever see him doing anything like daft in the car, always seemed in control, and he seems to be replicating that now, which probably means, Clyde, he's going to bin it into a wall and explode at any moment, because I've called him a safe driver.
Yeah, and you know, they've driven in this series before. Stefan is in. I can remember back in the days when we used to do a random safety car that Romain was robbed of a win because of it.
Yes. Yeah. I remember that. Tyler is definitely catching Adam.
Yeah, it's the second now. It was over 2. I'm sure Tyler will be using cheap tactics in the chat.
Yeah. Not forgetting, at the minute, the top 4 have not pitted, nor has Kevin Viemel.
Yeah. No, Kevin has.
Has he?
Yeah.
Not according to SDK.
I'm counting myself now.
Oh, hang on. That's a
So
Detroit
that's our
motor.
leader in.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a Detroit motor I can hear entering pit road, so that's wobbly.
So looks like Adam Wright and Tyler Newitt are going long, as is Spencer McCarthy at present.
Yeah. And after his pit stop, Stefan's found himself a playmate, even if it is potentially for a short time. As Spencer Pitts, actually.
That was about as short as you can get. Adam Wright's in as well, so that just leaves Tyler Newitt.
Yep, Tyler inherits the lead, albeit probably for maybe a lap. Because right behind him, if you look, so basically one full pit stop ahead is wobbly. Kevin is now in. So I think I was right there.
I was sure he'd already pitted.
As Adam takes back to the track. Carl Hardy has had to pit again. Oh, he's jumped to the pits. Oh, what's he done? This is turn 1 again, Clyde.
1.
Oh, and similar to what he did before, isn't it? In fact, that's almost identical, only he seems to have come off worse this time.
Still await a pit stop from Tyler Newitt.
Yeah, he's picking up points for leading laps, I think. Kevin's pit stop was very, very long. So everybody else has done roughly 55 seconds. I'm going to average that out at. Kevin has done a 1:28. What do you get for 30 seconds, Clyde?
Unsafe pit entry?
Maybe, yeah. It's going to be something like that, isn't it? A stop and hold or speed in or something for too fast in or dangerous pit entry or something like that. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, my word.
Did we say at the top of the show?
Oh, you were right. It is one of the dodgiest pit entries you can get.
Adam Wright will be wetting himself currently.
Yeah. Is this it?
This is
Oh,
just
yes.
so easy. Just
Tyre
there.
off. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Oh,
and
wow.
Not only has he got damage, but he may get an unsafe entry for that as well.
I think he will.
Just to add insult to injury.
Yeah. Now, I'll keep an eye on his time whilst we watch others.
Yeah, gap at the front, still the same, just over 6 seconds.
Yeah, so that's kind of balanced itself off, really, hasn't it, between the top two?
Yeah.
That's Wobbly, and then Stefan for VTS Esports. The car behind him is his teammate, Marco Lewert, but 1 lap down. And yes, Tyler has been punished for a dangerous pit lane entry, 1:29. So I think Kevin Viemont, Anthony Jacobson and Shane Powell have also all had dangerous pit lane entries, Clyde.
You could be correct. Honest that we did say it is so easy to do here.
Oh, hang on. That's Jason Morris, who's just been overtaken by Tyler in the strangest circumstances as I put the camera on him. Turn 1.
He's going to lose it and gather it, isn't he?
I think so.
He's going to make him slow.
Ploughed through Southern Loop and gone super wide. We've seen a few do that tonight. And then rejoin kind of...
Yeah, I think he did well there. I think he was about to rejoin, saw Tyler come in, touch the brakes.
Jason Haddington says he taught Tyler that move. Spinning on the entry to pit road. So yeah, Tyler took that position from Jason Morris there after he got his penalty on pit road, putting behind Jason. His next target for Tyler Newitt further up the road, he's got quite a big gap, hasn't he, Clyde? He's got 34 seconds.
Yeah, well, and that's just how it can happen. Tyler was 1 second behind Adam Wright.
Yeah.
He's now the best part of 45 seconds behind.
So Adam, not in a podium position. He's got 24 seconds himself before he catches Roman Ratu, who is in 3rd at the moment for Mika Esports.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying that the top 3 are not quick, but they are the top 3 because they've not made mistakes.
Yep.
Well, half a mistake from Wobbly, but that was it.
Yep, Stefan keeping it clean, and kind of eating into Wobbly's lead a little bit. He's going to have to do better. We've only got half an hour, well, 25 minutes left-ish.
Yeah.
25 minutes left and 6 seconds. So as long as Wobbly doesn't do anything silly, he should be okay. And Phillip Island isn't a place normally where you pick up a vast amount of incident points if you maintain, you know, your non-spinning capabilities, as it were. So Jason won't know what I'm on about, but it's not an incident-heavy track, is it?
It's not. No, I have had a look at the incident points. The biggest culprit was Carl Hardy. He's disconnected after his 2 big crashes, and everybody else is absolutely fine at the moment. So there's not going to be any concerns in drivers' heads about drive-through penalties at this stage in the race.
No, it's no Belle Isle, is it? You know, the furniture is some way away from the track. We've seen a couple get into it at the exit of turn 1 into Southern Loop, but that's pretty much the only place you can find any walls. Everything else is pretty far away. Obviously, Tyler found pit wall and got stuck to it. Adam putting in some decent laps, but they're not quite as quick as the people in front of him, funnily enough. He's a bit faster than Roman at the moment, but he's got a long way to go before he catches him.
He's going to have to catch him at something like 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah, and borrow somebody's DeLorean and hit 88 miles an hour.
I'm not saying he isn't already, but Stefan's only tactic here is to go like the clappers. See if he can put some doubt into Wobbly's head with the gap coming down, maybe force Wobbly into a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, he is cutting that gap down. It's down to 5.7 seconds. His last lap wasn't fast enough, really, Stefan. Really, to make a big enough inroad. It was only 1.5 tenths faster. Oh, Tyler.
Ooh, again?
Yeah, and was it last time at Luke Heights? Whoa, dear. He spotted him at the last second there, so maybe a bit of a code brown for Marco Loert, but and that is a place for Marco Loert, by the way.
Yeah, it certainly is.
They are spread out over a number of laps now, but this one was for positions. What? Has he done the same? No, he hasn't. He's just lost it.
It looked to me like that McLaren twitch struck again, which then meant he was a little bit quicker than he wanted to be.
Yes. We've seen that a couple of times, haven't we? And again, it's a similar story for the McLaren as it was for the Audi once upon a time. They were stable, then they got twitchy, and it's weird. But again, no furniture struck on that one, unlike the pit wall one before. Jason Morris has got Marco Loert slowly closing him down now.
Yeah, well, Marco, I know we see Marco make the mistake early doors, but he's been mistake-free since, or from what we can see anyway, and has basically been gaining positions through other people's mistakes.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's now back on his grid slot. So gridded 7th and is currently 7th place, as is Jason Morris ahead of him, 6th on his grid position and 6th in the race now. Our most forward moving driver, Clyde, Spencer McCarthy.
Yeah, and we've seen Spencer make mistakes, and we've seen Spencer in a good battle. And I think possibly luckily for Spencer, we've not looked at him for a while.
No, because when we do, our camera seems to cause people to crash. So, Tyler, into pit road, popped up, tyre change. I think he's just got sick of sliding, Clyde, and I think he's putting new shoes on it to try and stop that. Oh dear. Oh dear, Clyde. I hope this isn't what I think it is, and I think it is. Has he caught it?
Almost, almost.
Oh. So, Kevin Viemont, turn 1 again. It's got some scalps tonight, that turn, hasn't it?
It has,
Good
hasn't it?
grief. Tyler has now returned to the track after a 56-second stop.
Yeah, and just getting back to Spencer and putting new boots on.
Yeah.
To be honest, he didn't have anything to lose.
No.
There was a big gap to Adam. There was a big gap to Jason behind him. So yeah, make the rest of your race comfortable.
Yeah, why not?
Ish.
Yeah, ish. I don't think there's anybody immune to it. I wholly expect Wobbly to bin it before the end, the way that things have been. So Spencer's got 9 seconds now, really, to Adam Wright in front of him, but he's got a massive 37 seconds to Jason Morris behind him.
Yeah, just heard from Carl Hardy. He got bored of spinning, so decided to spend his time more wisely by signing up to season 10 of GT4 TCR.
Oh, good lad. Season 10 starts next week, is that right? Or a week after,
yeah,
if you
week
take
on
my point.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So obviously I've not pissed everybody off. Must try harder.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not usually your problem. So, let's talk about who's moved forward and backwards. Wobbly has flag to flag, really, isn't he? If he carries on in the same vein as he goes around... I better click that button before I get found out.
13 minutes to go. Certainly look like lights to flag.
Yeah. Stefan Goebel up 2 positions from his start position.
Yeah, Stefan, he's impressed me tonight, to be honest.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really say he's impressed me because we know what a good driver he is, but sometimes doesn't have the best of luck.
True.
And let's touch a little bit of wood here. So far, so good.
And then Roman, who's behind him, up 2 positions as well. So they've stalked one another forward.
Yeah, we know what a good driver Romain is. And, you know, I don't know what he's been driving. Obviously, he's been out of our leagues for a little while, but it's like he's never been gone.
Yep, absolutely. Further back, one place further back, Adam Wright is down 1 position after his spins.
Yes. So Adam doing well. He's in a new car for him, and yeah, he's the best of the rest at the moment, isn't he? The best of the recovery drivers.
Yeah, in his German Lamborghini, because they are effectively the same thing. We've spoken about Spencer already, up 5 positions. By far the most forward person.
I'm guessing with Spencer, I know he's been on holiday, don't know when he got back, very recently I think, probably absolutely zero practice and has used the race to get some pace.
Then we got Jason Morris, who started 6th, is 6th.
Yeah, so...
He's having moments, isn't he?
Yeah. So we've seen Jason off on a number of occasions. However, you know, with his previous troubles, he'll be looking at this one like a win.
Marco Lower just sat behind him, 8 seconds behind him, is in the start position of 7th as well.
Yeah, Marco, as we said, Mr. I don't drive GT cars. Always used to. When we ran this series before, he was one of the most prevalent drivers, but has been missing for a while. Don't know what he's been driving, probably NASCAR or something like that. But great to see him back behind the wheel of a GT car, and unfortunately for the rest, if he sticks with it, he will just get quicker and quicker.
Yeah, we've seen him be very successful in the past. In 8th place, and he started 8th, is Kevin Viemont.
He's had a bit of a mare, hasn't he, Kevin?
Yeah, I'd expect him to be a lot further up than this, to be fair.
He's a lot quicker than the position he's in at the moment. But, you know, we've seen all bar 3 have troubles tonight. Unfortunately, he was one of them.
Yeah, sad that one. Anthony Jacobson has been the beneficiary of people quitting, so he's up 2 positions from his start position at the 11th.
He, you know, no disrespect, he's a plodder, isn't he? It doesn't matter what happens, he turns the car round again and gets going again. And, you know, when you do have people dropping out, you get the positions for it. So, you know, great to see him doing that.
Yeah, and then probably the guy with the least luck tonight has been Tyler. He's down 8 positions, and we've seen him struggling to handle that McLaren on a number of different corners. Lukey Heights has got him twice, and the pit lane incident, obviously.
Yeah, the McLaren is a beast. It works at some tracks, and tracks it doesn't work at. It definitely doesn't work at. But I think the best way to sum up Tyler's evening is with Jason Haddington's comment. Tyler gets the Jason Haddington Gold Hot Pants Award.
Saw that a minute ago. Yeah. And then the last 2 cars I can't show you, Clyde. It's Carl and Shane who have now departed us.
Yeah, so obviously Carl, 2 big accidents, would have used his fast repair with the first one and probably had about 17 weeks of repairs on the second one. Shane just looked like he lost the will to live. But from a championship point of view, you know, that means there are no Spectre 6 cars running.
Yes, true.
So things are either going to change quite a lot or close up quite a lot after tonight's results.
So
and another sorry, Pete, another interesting thing is between rounds 5 and round 6, so basically the next month, we are in the car change amnesty window. So drivers can change cars with no penalty. I said earlier that Wobbly was thinking about ditching the Ford. On tonight's performance, do you think he might have second thoughts on that?
I don't know. It depends what issue he's got with it, as we see Jason Morris pitting again. This is his second stop. I'm not sure why he's in pit road again.
No, that was Shane, wasn't it?
That was a splash and dash.
Yeah.
That was only 13 seconds in the pit box, so I think he's short-fueled.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly was tight on fuel and decided to play it safe.
That gives Marco Lower another position, I think. Yeah, it must do. Excuse me, it must do. So that puts Marco at 1 position from his start.
Yeah, 11 minutes to go. Lead gap down to 5.1 seconds. So There's Wobbly. Let me have a look when he crosses the line. His lap times. He was in the 26s. Yeah, that's a 27.4. I think Wobbly may just be. Oh,
Uh-oh, what,
shouldn't have
what?
said that. Oh man, he was so. Just watch this. You can spin and you can spin, and you can die and you can have luck. He had luck.
Oh, my
Just keep
word.
watching. Keep watching.
Ah, dear me. That's ridiculous. Oh, hang on. Gee, I'm going to need to get back to live cameras because I think you can just about get a rizzle between them at the minute.
Well, it's game on now.
It really is. So we are unlikely to leave this battle before the end of the race, given the fact that we've only got like 8 minutes left.
No, you know, we've said this before, and you know, this could be totally wrong. He may have just had a bad lap, but
Yeah.
Every time I saw one of Wobbly's laps, he was in the 126s, sometimes the late 126s. And just as we started talking about him there, he did a 27.4. And I was about to say, I think he may have backed off a little bit, which is dangerous.
Yeah, because you do things differently, and that's
Yeah.
not good. That's not good.
And that may have been what we've just seen. But Stefan Goebel has got the snifter of a win.
He has, and Wobbly desperate to break the toe there at the beginning of the main straight, which I've now forgotten the name of. Gardner.
Yeah, so Wobbly, it potentially has tyres of mush at the moment.
I would think so, because he went fully round.
Yeah,
That'll take some recovery.
He will be trying to cool his tyres down, which is going to take 2 to 3 laps, and keep Stefan behind. He's had another little twitch there.
Well, he's taken lots of these corners shallow on the entry, and I don't understand why. It must be to do with the behaviour of the Ford.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably just the way the Ford drives. But it's given us a great battle.
Yeah, I mean, we see this a lot in our broadcasts, as Wobbly goes really wide at the top of Lukey Heights, and Stefan is going to be crawling all over him now. Let's see from Stefan's perspective what Wobbly does here. He's wide there, he's on the grass. He's not giving him a car's width on the inside, that's for certain. Tries to break the toe twice.
Yeah, that Ford.
Oh, and Stefan's patient. Stefan's patient. Yeah. He was off the gas there. He didn't want any of that. Right, here's your money on Clyde.
I just think that Wobbly has probably got the pace on Stefan, but he needs to stay in front for the next lap and a half, and then get back to driving at 100%.
I think that Wobbly's possibly got through the best of his tyres and they're melted red hot. And this is a really good opportunity for Stefan to get him on one of these turns. The fact that he's trying to break the toe means he's vulnerable, I think.
Well, only one of us can be right.
Yep. And seeing as I've never been right before, ooh, Wobbly just strobed in and out there. Oh, go on, Stefan. It'd be hilarious if he overtook him around the outside anywhere.
Well, how badly does Stefan want a tenner?
Let's see if we get the same toe breaking treatment. He's further back now, though, isn't he, than the last lap? That's what half a second looks like, folks.
Is the energy crisis in Germany the same as it is in the UK? Is Stefan Goebel down to his last slice of bread in the cupboard? Does he need a crisp £10 note?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
He kind of needs to. I mean, Wobbly's a wise old character, isn't he? If you know what I mean, on young shoulders. He knows how to race. He knows where to put his car.
Yeah, yeah, there's no point. Wobbly is a far better driver than what I am, but Wobbly needs to be looking forwards and not backwards.
Yeah, and by breaking the toe, it suggests that he is looking over his shoulder.
I still think he has the pace over Stefan, but you can't do that. Yeah, Stefan isn't one of these drivers, and as soon as I say this, he's going to do it, but he's not normally one of these drivers that will send it from 3 miles away.
No.
So, the only time Wobbly needs to be worried is if Stefan gets a front bumper up the inside of him. So, forget all this breaking the toe malarkey. Get your head down. You got 5 minutes for a race win.
Yeah, and I think Stefan is playing his own mini mind games in the fact that he's saying, I'm not bothered about you breaking the toe, I'm just going to stay to the right down Gardner Straight. I think these guys are just going to race their own race to the end, or you would hope that they would.
Well, they've got nobody else to worry about, have they?
No. I think the biggest indicator I've seen, which makes me slightly more confident, is Wobbly's not just naffed off back down the road after his incident. Stefan's stuck with him.
I think, yeah, again, we were saying about, the Merc cuts a big hole in the air. The Ford cuts a big hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah.
So I think now that Stefan is in the toe, any pace advantage that Wobbly has got is gone.
Yeah, definitely. A little tiny lock up from Wobbly there. That was a right front.
That's the only worry for me is we've seen a couple of mistakes from Wobbly. We haven't seen any from Stefan.
No, he's just kept within his own ability, hasn't he? He's not pushed it too far.
And we've seen a number of Porsches go around, haven't we? So
all of them have gone round at some point,
bar this one.
So, I think we've probably got 2, maybe 3. No, it'll be 2 laps, will it?
Let's see where they are on the track. Yeah, I think it's...
Might be 3. I really can never work this out.
Maybe 2 after this one. But it's a battle between, the grunt of the Ford and the nimbleness of the Porsche.
On a high velocity track. So you would think that the favour was with the Ford, wouldn't you?
Yeah, purely because there's not, a couple of corners that are, like 2 really good left-handers or 2 really good right-handers, where if you get your nose inside because your car's too nimble and keep it there, the other guy has to give you the next corner.
Yeah.
Here it tends to be a right leads to a left, leads to a right, leads to a left. So, I think Wobbly can defend in the parts where he's vulnerable, and the horsepower of the Ford will keep him safe in the main overtaking zones.
Did you see the Ford twitch then?
Yeah.
That was pretty shocking.
As late on those brakes as he possibly can be.
Further back in the field, Tyler has found Kevin Viewmore. But we're going to go back to this quickly.
They are definitely going to get another lap in, so
right.
This is the penultimate lap. Ford wags its tail, but
really did.
Barney will give him the white flag this time round.
Drag race to turn 1.
I'll let you know if anything goes on up front.
Now then, Kevin's got the inside line here, but Tyler's holding that on the outside, which means Southern
He's now
Loop.
got the inside.
Yeah, Southern Loop is his, and there's nothing that Kevin can do about that one.
No, job done.
Might snap back here for Stoners. But again, Tyler's been quite wily there. He's got the right-hand line for the right-hand turn at Honda.
Yeah, leaders are on the final lap.
So this is it, Stefan. Tenor or bust. Oh.
Oh, he's had a dive, but no, he's backed out of that.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, that's ended up in some tears.
Wait there.
Sorry?
I said Tyler will wait there.
Yeah.
He knows that one's on him.
Yeah, he has his weighted in true BSTV League fashion. Good sportsmanship. That won't end in any bitterness. Sorry, I've got to click back to this.
Yeah, Wobbly's nearly home.
Come on. Come on, Stefan.
Tries to cut back. Wobbly's defending. Stefan's going to get a better run.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, to be fair, that was good defence by Wobbly. He gave Stefan nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And now the horsepower of the Ford should bring him home and prove once again that I know far more than Pete Phillip.
Oh, that was a great end to that, Clyde. That was brilliant.
Yeah, Wobbly's mistakes made that a race.
Yeah. Looks like.
Why did Kevin go through the pits? Oh, I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because that bump from Tyler pushed him over the incident limit.
No way. Oh, that's been a bad end for the race for Kevin.
Kevin's not going to be happy about that, but Tyler also won't be happy about that.
No. And Anthony Jacobson's already done.
Yeah, saying all that excitement, Roman Ratu came home in third.
He did. We didn't get to see it because there was too much other things happening. And Spencer back home in 4th place.
How did Spencer get past Adam?
Oh. It was while all the other stuff was going on. Oh, hang on. Let me just interrupt that little bit of broadcast to show you this instead.
And this will be why. Oh.
Southern Loop again. And that is Spencer.
And there goes Spencer, yeah.
So that one is explained. Sorry, I missed that with all the other stuff going on.
Wow. That one.
Cool.
So that is everybody home, isn't it? So your final finishing positions. Wobbly Kneecaps, BSTV, Hexhill Esports with a lights to flag win, but wasn't as easy as that statement. Stefan Goebel pushed him all the way for the last 3 laps for. He's not Spectre 6 purple.
No, there's something else going on there.
What's
Apologies.
going on there?
VTS Esports.
Stefan is VTS Esports. Romain Ratu with a faultless race comes home in 3rd for Mika Esports. Spencer McCarthy, probably best of the bunch there with his positions gained. Anyway, for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing in 4th. Adam Wright with a mistake on the final lap dropped down to 5th for BSTV Esports Orange. Marco Lower, not Team Chimera. He's also VTS Esports in 6th. And Privateer Jason Morris in 7th. Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esports Orange in 8th. Kevin Veermont, Mika Esports in 9th. And your final finisher was Anthony Jacobson, Result Clothing iRacing Team in 10th. Carl Hardy, 25 laps down, classified 11th. Shane Powell, 34 laps down, classified in 12th. So, Pete, that was a very strange race, wasn't it? As in the mistakes and the fact that most mistakes probably happened within 100-yard stretch of the track.
Yeah, very, very odd. So many victims have just corrected the BTS issue because I figured out what that was. Turn 1 and turn 2 just claimed so many scalps today. There was every manufacturer involved apart from the Ford, although even Wobbly, I think, was turn 1 wobbles every so often. Wobbling at turn 1. A very incident-prone race, to be honest. I think grip levels must have been at an all-time low. Certainly, a lot of people caught their cars and recovered them very professionally. We saw some great sportsmanship, particularly from Tyler towards the end, although it amounted to, it didn't need it in the end because Kevin ended up with too many incidents. But we saw Carl and Shane struggling and retiring from the race. Really, it's what you said before. The people with the least amount of incidents floated to the top of the chart, or rather stayed at the top of the chart. So, really well done to the podium there, because that was well earned, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. Right, so let's bring in race
Hello.
winner Wobbly Kneecaps. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you.
So first off, mate, you have to know who your friends are. There was a little discussion on the broadcast there on who was going to win. I voted for you. Pete voted for Stefan. So just remember that next time you're playing your war games. And we were summing up there. The the official result is going to show that that was a lights to flag victory. But you made it difficult for yourself with a few code browns there.
Yeah, I had the side drift, and I had a couple of freezes in the game. So I was turning in on the first corner, and I had the side drift and lost like 4 seconds. I think it got back to 7 or something to 7. And the tires were completely dead at the end. I ended up with 14% on the right rear at the end of the race, and it was like driving on ice. It was terrible. And I think Stefan had the same issue, but he definitely had more grip at the end, and I tried to manage the gap a bit. But I did, yeah. Well, besides from the computer freeze where I had to do the thingy, then I did the 360, and I don't know. It was a pain in the ass to drive, and I enjoyed the first part of the race, like 45 minutes in, but after that it was absolutely terrible and terrifying for the first corner as well.
On reflection, if you was to have the race again, do you think you would have took tyres at the pit stop then?
Now it's taking too long because the tires will only change after the fuel is done, so it takes 30 seconds ish, and you're never gonna make up 30 seconds for it.
Fair enough. So, we had that discussion, before the racing started about was you going to swap out of the Ford, was you not?
Yeah.
And you brought the Ford home for a victory. Does that mean that the Ford may be making an appearance in a month's time at round 6, or was that the last hurrah?
I think I'm just gonna keep it. To be fair, I think it was just the track. Everybody struggled with degradation, and everybody was struggling with grip. Apparently, I in the booth off in the channel with Spencer, Tyler, and Adam, and I just heard them saying, "Oh, I spun. Oh, I spun. Oh, I spun." So I think it was just a track combination with the car, which threw me off a bit. And besides from that, on the other tracks, it was quite fun to drive. I was just too aggressive on certain corners, which killed the tires in the end.
Okay, well, that's fair comment. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
You guys for setting up the broadcast. Pete for doing the cameras, although he did a shit job and missed everything I did. Clyde for rooting for me, and the other guys, that's Spencer Redham, and all the drives for turning up. It was a great race. I heard it was quite eventful.
Yeah, well, obviously, what you want to do now is just go and talk to Tyler to give you some pit lane entry training.
Yeah, I laughed at him.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your win and another mighty win for the Ford. See you next time out. Wobbly kneecaps.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Pete, we've only got one other person that wants an interview tonight. That makes a
Oh.
change. So for you, let's bring in our third place driver, Romain Ratu.
Hi guys,
Hey, Roman, how are you doing?
fine, very fine. I'm very happy to come back in this league and make a podium at my first race. So very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been saying that the podium tonight has been made up of those people who have either not spun or crashed at all, or at least crashed less than everybody else, which is what you did. You seemed very stable. You didn't have
It's not.
this. It's not, no. It looked it, and you didn't seem to be overdriving the car as some others did. The car combination with the track, I think, has caught some people out tonight.
Yeah, I don't have a good setup. I don't very confident with this setup and on this track. The Porsche is not a good car for this track, I think.
Mm.
But for the rest of the championship, I prefer the Porsche, so I take the Porsche. And for the race, I just have a smooth rhythm, smooth pace for maintain the tire and my rhythm was not good, but I think I can be more faster. But for the security, I prefer have this rhythm. I have a good battle with Stefan Goebel
Yeah,
in
that was
the
good.
first part of the race, and when I see he's very faster than me, I prefer let pass Stefan for conserve my position, conserve the podium, and just conserve my rhythm.
Yeah, we saw right at the start. It's on screen now, actually. You and Adam closely battling. Adam decided he'd prefer it to be facing the opposite way, so you got that position. But then, yeah, you locked horns with Stefan, and you let him go. It was a good tactical position to take because let's face it, when everybody else around you was crashing their cars, the top two could have done just as easily. So I think you've done a really good job tonight. It's great to have you back racing with Kevin in our leagues. We've missed you guys because you're always up at the top there, fighting away for the top positions. And what a great night's racing. Is there anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go and celebrate your podium back with us?
Yeah, I would like to thank you guys for the broadcast, for our comeback. You miss you too.
Just me,
For
but
for
not Clyde. Yeah, just me.
all your staff. Very cool staff, very cool organization. So I would like to thank you. Would like to thank my team, Mekai Sports, and our partner Noroto Nuage, and our closing partner No Life Closing. So very cool to return and to come back on this league.
Awesome
It's very
stuff.
fun.
In that case, we will see you again on October the 2nd, hopefully, at Road America, racing in this league. We look forward to it. Thank you, Roman.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Pete, that was short and sweet tonight. So,
Yeah.
driver of the evening.
Oof.
Now, I've just been thinking about this whilst you was doing your interview, so I'll give you a few extra minutes and go first. wobbly kneecaps. Start to finish, win, spins twice, still wins.
Caught it
Um,
spectacularly though, didn't he?
yeah, but I've already given him a vote of confidence tonight, so can't give it to wobbly. Spencer McCarthy. I think zero practice, arrive and drive, use the first half of the race to get into a rhythm. We see him make at least one mistake, but still came home well. Uh, I think for me, there was two drivers that, as far as we could tell, didn't make a mistake. And that was Stefan and the man we just interviewed, Romain. And purely on the basis that Stefan finished above Romain, and also gave Wobbly a worrying final 3 laps. My vote is going to go to Stefan Goebel.
Very good analysis and very interesting. I was thinking, can't vote for Wobbly because it's against my religion. I was thinking Spencer because, arrive and drive, up 6 places from where he started, and reasonably clean race. I was thinking Roman because he's back with us. He's always very competitive and he didn't seem to throw it away. And Stefan, who found himself fighting for the lead at the end of quite a difficult race, because I think that Porsche was probably harder to handle than we thought, given what Roman said. So I am going to agree with you. It makes me a little bit of vomit came up, a little bit of vomit, but yeah.
How many times have I been right in the same night?
One more than normal.
Yeah. Another vote for Stefan Goebel. But, to be fair, it was a great drive from Stefan. So that is round 5 out of the way. We are halfway through the season. As we said before, we go into a little bit of a mini late summer break. I think next time we was due to race, there's an iRacing special event on. So we'll be back with round 6 on Sunday, the 2nd of October. Plenty of space on the grid. If anybody watching wants to have a go, it's now half price as well. So even a bigger Billy bonus. So yeah, that's that one out of the way, Pete. It's week 13 next week, so we've got a quiet week. We've got no GT4 TCR on Wednesday, but on Saturday we are back with the mighty V8s from the fantastic Sandown. We've had our smallest grid so far has been 28 cars. We've also had another couple of sign-ups since the last time we was out. There are 45 drivers signed up to that league, so it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So make sure you join us next Saturday, the 10th, and we'll see what those boys have got to offer us this time. Just leaves me to say, congratulations to our podium. In fact, congratulations to everybody that dealt with a very tricky track tonight. So absolutely fantastic show. Big thanks to everybody that joined in on the chat. Shame to see that some of them were drivers that should have been out on track. I know some of you couldn't, but let's get these numbers up on this series. Big thanks to Pete for doing the cameras. Apologies again for the paint pack, but that's purely down to me and Pete being too old and trying to get to grips with Sam's new technology. But it will all be sorted for next time out. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching and stay safe.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Apologies for the paint, because over 50% was my fault. And we will look forward to seeing you next time out for all our leagues. Thanks for watching, and good night.